Donald Trump treats the legal system like a shield and weapon and has done so successfully. But his luck just ran out, according to a recently published story by the Washington Post, and I have a breakdown of the blockbuster federal ruling against him coming up next. Trump has recently sued news outlets like ABC and Paramount, forcing them to settle through simple intimidation, giving him bragging rights and more zeal for his war on the media. And now he's suing the Wall Street Journal over something they just published. Let's get caught up on that breaking story, and then I'll share the defeat of the Donald that was just reported. A defeat that gives us hope for more pushback on his weaponizing ways. Let's begin with some context. Trump's latest meltdown began with the Wall Street Journal headline that said Jeffrey Epstein's friends sent him body letters for a 50th birthday album. One was from Donald Trump. Trump's reaction? He posted, "Breaking news, we have filed a powerhouse lawsuit against everyone involved in publishing the false, malicious, defamatory fake news article in the useless rag that is the Wall Street Journal." This historic legal action is being brought against the so-called authors of this defamation, the now fully disgraced Wall Street Journal, as well as its corporate owners and affiliates with Rupert Murdoch and Robert Thompson, whatever his role is, at the top of the list. We have proudly held to account ABC and George Slopadopoulos, CBS and 60 Minutes, the fake Pulitzer Prizes, and many others who deal in and push disgusting lies and even fraud to the American people. This lawsuit is filed not only on behalf of your favorite president, me, but also in order to continue standing up for all Americans who will no longer tolerate the abusive wrongdoings of the fake news media. I hope Rupert and his friends are looking forward to the many hours of depositions and testimonies they will have to provide in this case. Thank you for your attention to this matter. We will make America great again. And that oddness was preceded by this oddness. The Wall Street Journal printed a fake letter supposedly to Epstein. These are not my words and not the way that I talk. Also, I don't draw pictures. I told Rupert Murdoch it was a scam that he shouldn't print this fake story, but he did. And now I'm going to sue his ass off and that of his third-rate newspaper. Thank you for your attention to this matter, DJT. So that's a developing story, and we'll keep you posted on what will hopefully be a lose-lose scenario between Murdoch, who also created the Fox propaganda machine, and Trump, the beneficiary of it. And thank you for your attention to this matter. Meanwhile, we have this other matter of Trump losing in court bigly. The Washington Post article announced it with the headline, "Trump lawsuit against Washington Post journalist Bob Woodward dismissed."
A federal judge on Friday dismissed a lawsuit brought by President Donald Trump that attempted to sue Washington Post journalist Bob Woodward for publishing interviews during his first administration in an October 2022 audiobook called The Trump Tapes. According to the court filing, Trump did not demonstrate that he and Woodward intended to be co-authors, or that Trump had any copyright interest in his on-the-record responses during the interviews with Woodward. Trump's amended complaint does not plausibly allege that Woodward and Trump intended to be joint authors of The Trump Tapes. U.S. District Judge Paul G. Gardef for the Southern District of New York wrote, the suit also named Woodward's publisher Simon & Schuster and its former parent company, Paramount Global, as defendants. The judge, however, gave Trump the chance to amend and refile his complaint by August 18, though the judge said it appears unlikely that Trump could adequately plead a plausible copyright interest. Woodward, a longtime investigative journalist and a lead reporter who uncovered the Watergate scandal at the Post, had conducted several interviews and audio recordings with Trump during the final year of his first term. The recordings were the foundation of his book Rage, his second book in a trilogy on Trump's presidency, and published in September 2021. The print telling unveiled Trump's responses to several crises, including his impeachment trial, his efforts to downplay the severity of the deadly coronavirus pandemic, and escalating tensions with North Korea. Those interviews served as the foundation for the audiobook. In 2023, Trump sued Woodward for almost $50 million, claiming in a lawsuit filed in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Florida that he owned the copyright to the 20 interviews, and that they were recorded for the sole purpose of Woodward being able to write a single book. Lawyers for Woodward and the publishing company have long rejected Trump's assertion, and in a joint statement in 2023 argued the suit was without merit.
This ruling may feel like a legal footnote, but it's actually a major turning point, and here's why. For years, Donald Trump has abused the courts. He doesn't always file lawsuits to win. He sometimes files them to threaten, intimidate, and distract. And it has worked, and even more so with the might of the Department of Justice behind him. But this time a federal judge called his bluff. Trump's lawsuit against one of the most respected investigative journalists alive, Bob Woodward, wasn't just dismissed. The judge said it's unlikely that Trump can adequately plead his case. That's the equivalent of being laughed out of court. This isn't just a win for Bob Woodward, it's a win for every journalist and news organization looking for a sign to speak their truth. It's a signal that the courts can draw the line between free speech and Trump's strong-arm tactics. And as he escalates his attacks on the press, this decision couldn't come at a better time. I'm Dan, thanks for watching. Please leave your comments below, and let's continue to occupy democracy together.
I hate Occupy Democrats.